So we've gone out and we've picked our nice Christmas tree, really beautiful shape from a local tree farm here where we live. And we're planning on getting this into the house tonight, but I want to share a couple of the tips and tricks that we will do when we take this in to keep this tree lasting longer. So the first, and you probably have heard this, but we'll just reiterate because it's really important, is that before the tree comes inside, this trunk is going to get a fresh cut. Now we did cut this down when we went to the tree farm, so it's a pretty fresh cut anyway. But what happens is that trees send sap to wounds to heal them over, and this actually starts pretty quickly, and that sap hardens and blocks up the xylem, basically your tree's access to sucking up water. So we want to give it a fresh cut so that that's opened up nicely and it can uptake water. We're going to take about a half an inch, probably an inch. We've got a little bit of a bend there, so that will also help straighten that out for the stand and flatten that out. But what we're mostly going for is to reopen that wound. And then immediately after we do that, we're going to get it up in the stand and we're going to get it watered. We're not going to wait. We're not going to let it sit there while we mess around and decorate and things like that. You want to get water into your tree immediately. And the trick that the experts are telling us now is hot water. So hot water will soften that sap, any other residual sap. It will help eliminate, if not all, an awfully lot of it, and keep those pores open so that the water is flowing more easily and doesn't seal over. And then once you do that, you want to make sure that you always have water in that base and water that is covering that bottom open portion of the trunk. Don't let the water go down below it. Top it up, even if you don't think the tree needs much water. Say, check it at least daily. In the first couple days, you might want to check a couple of times because they really suck up a lot of water in the beginning, and then it will generally slow down and you can keep it topped up from there. I like to use this watering tool, this funnel, and Otto thinks he's helpful. Has this long pipe so that I don't have to bend over and get down in there and make a mess with the water. I've been using this for a couple years. It's cheap, it's easy, it works really well. So, that's what they're saying is nice hot water. Now, a lot of what you'll see, thank you, Otto, might even say boiling water, but the funny thing about all of them that say to use boiling water is to boil the water and then let it cool down. So to me, I have pretty good hot tap water coming out of my tap. It's well water, so I'm just going to use hot water. Go ahead and boil it and cool it if you want. I would not recommend putting straight boiling hot water on there. They say that's not quite as good for the tree anyway, and also you're risking burning yourself or others, so nobody wants that. So one other question, if you're coming late to the game and when you're finding this tip, is it worth doing the warm water after? What about after that initial watering? Dogs are very helpful today. Should you use warm water or cold water? Well, a lot of them say after the initial watering, you can just go to room temperature water. But, there's really, it's not hard to water with warm water, and it might help keep that sap open and soft and flowing. So for my money, why not just go ahead and run hot water instead of cold? And that's that. That will help your tree stay in good shape, moist, taking in water for many weeks and throughout your Christmas season. Have a very happy holiday.